I'm Micah Halpern, sitting in for Tisha Bader, here with the JBS News Update for Thursday, May 24th, 2018. Israel Katz, Israel's Minister of Intelligence, suggested that the United States might be interested in recognizing Israeli control over the Golan Heights. The suggestion, made yesterday, is part of the ripple effect of the United States' recognition of Jerusalem as the national capital of Israel and dedication of the United States Embassy there. The Golan Heights was captured by Israel from Syria in 1967. In 1981, Israeli law was applied there, effectively annexing the Golan. Israel views the Golan Heights as part of Israel. The Golan Heights was a strategic plateau from which Syrians launched regular attacks on Israel before '67. The attacks were so aggressive that it was nearly impossible for Israeli farmers in the valley below to plow their fields. The Arab League officially severed its ties with Guatemala today. The act was a direct response to Guatemala returning its embassy to Jerusalem. Guatemala was the first country to set up its embassy in Jerusalem in 1956, but then moved it out of Jerusalem to Tel Aviv after getting pressure from the Arab world. That move took place in 1980 after the Knesset passed the Jerusalem Bill, which declared Jerusalem to be the eternal capital of Israel. Today, Prince Charles of England will attend Israel's 70th anniversary celebration. The celebration will be at London's Royal Albert Hall. The attendance of the Prince of Wales is very unusual. In the past, he has taken part in only a few Jewish community events in England, mostly on Holocaust Memorial Day. The royal family has generally refrained from participating in Israel-related events. At today's celebration in London, Prince Charles will be seated in a royal box next to the chairman of the Jewish Agency, Natan Sharansky. The event is hosted by the Jewish Leadership Council, UJIA, and Israel Bonds. It will feature a host of Israeli artists, among them Israeli modern dance company Vertigo, the popular Balkan Beat Box band, along with many other artists. Other guests of honor will be Britain's Chief Rabbi Ephraim Mervis and Israel's ambassador to the United Kingdom, Mark Regev. Prince Charles has been criticized for a letter he wrote in 1986 to a friend that was made public last year. In the letter, the prince wrote that the United States administration should take on the Jewish lobby. He also wrote that problems of the Middle East were the result of, quote, the influx of foreign Jews, unquote. Iranian TV reported that Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps warned the United States would be defeated like Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein if it attacks Iran. I'm quoting, the American leaders have got this message that if they attack Iran, they will encounter a fate similar to that of Saddam Hussein, unquote, the elite guard said in an official statement. More on Iran. Germany told U.S. President Donald Trump's new National Security Advisor, John Bolton, on Wednesday that Europe remained, quote, very, very united, unquote, in supporting a 2015 nuclear deal with Iran because it feared a proliferation of atomic weapons on their doorstep. President Trump pulled the United States out of the accord earlier this month. The United States stood alone, while its European allies argued that the deal had succeeded in curbing Tehran's nuclear program in return for lifting of sanctions. German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas told reporters after talks with National Security Advisor John Bolton. Maas said, Europe is very, very united on its position on the nuclear accord with Iran, and that will not change. We don't want a proliferation of nuclear weapons in our expanded neighborhood. Yesterday, Israel Knesset Speaker Yuli Edelstein advocated that Israel must recognize the Armenian genocide. That took place during World War I at the hands of the Turks. Edelstein added that recognizing the genocide is the right thing to do as human beings. The Knesset speaker said that this recognition should happen despite Turkey's condemnation of Israel over recent events in Gaza. Edelstein explained that this recognition is morally correct and that it is not only done to spite Erdogan, the leader of Turkey. He said, since when does Ankara appeal to our moral codes? Is history changing according to the nature of relations with the ruler like Erdogan? I'm Micah Halpern, and this is today's news update from JBS.